Folks, welcome back to TIMBERPUNK, and at the end of the last video we were working on getting this bad water discharge built because there is an unstable core down here that's about to go, which will dump all of this into the mining complex. This is almost built, so that will sort that out. And I had a bunch of really useful comments, one of which was about the tubeway down here. So let's go have a look at this. Saying that I had got this wrong, but this seems to be connected? Question mark. That looks like it is all connected up now. Unless I am mistaken. So, but while we are here, I had set you to an obtain, and you should both be supplies. So, I mean, that might be a good point for us to see. I mean, it still says that's 175 away. So I am wondering if you're a vertical. Well, I think it's connected, but I could be wrong, and I am willing to be told that I am wrong. And they don't appear to be using it, which suggests to me that I am somehow wrong. So give me a moment. I'm going to try and fault find this, but I'm not going to make you watch me do that. I see what I've done wrong. This one here should be a vertical tubeway because that one's not in line. And that is why it's not connected. So as always, I am grateful for the feedback. It probably means that we need to somehow try and correct a bunch of stuff, which probably means we're going to be deleting a bunch of stuff, but that's fine because at the moment it just doesn't work. So yeah, that should resolve the issue, and I'm going to high priority build that. High priority build that. So that's two of the things. So the other comment was about whether I had the district center set to be bots because we had some contaminated builders. Now the contaminated builders had gone away, but I had a really good suggestion. So these guys use a lot of power, and currently I do not believe smart power has been updated. I have not checked, so I could be wrong, but in the base game automation, we have the ability to, so we have a resource counter, and I'm going to put that here. It needs a path, which is fine. Actually, no, we could put it in a more sensible location, couldn't we? Because we have like this random corner here. So let's put it there. And what we're going to do is we're going to have not resource. No, we want a population counter. Weather station, power meter, population counter. That's what we want. It still needs a path, so we'll put it there. And we are going to count the number of contaminated total. If it is greater than or equal to 1, we'll have it come on. And that means we will turn them all on, which seems a bit wasteful to me. So actually, let's build a few of these. So we'll have one set to 1. We'll have one set to 3. And we'll have one set to 5. That gives us a little bit of granularity. So let's do Man, you're seeing my poor ability to spell. I make no apologies for that. Contami 1. Contami 3. This is not a spelling competition. And Contami 5. And if we get those built, we can then hook up. I'm going to hook one up to 1, 2 more up to 3, and then the rest up to 5. That feels like enough granularity to me. So we'll let them do that. Over here, we're getting the explosives laid in, which is cool. How are we doing for the irrigation stuff? So it's just a case of getting that built. That's cool, because that should get that done. And then we're going to have kind of all of that and all of up to there irrigated, which is quite a nice big area. We've got this in up here. We were clearing stuff so that we could get in here. Sorry for the randomly flying about camera. But, you know, we kind of need to see where we're going and what we're doing. This district could actually make use of some more logs. So we have spare organic beavers. So why not get them cutting down some of these trees, hey? I know I've got a whole load of them set to be deleted, but, you know, it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. And we do actually have some ways into stuff. So let's do that. I'll get you in there. I'm going to build a storage there. Set to supply. You're set to logs. We'll prioritize that by haulers. If we go down here, we can grab you. Grab the rules. So the issue I was having with the rules for some of the automation has been fixed. That was like an error checking thing that the mod creator had put in, and he's removed that because I think a few people were having similar problems with how that was affecting stuff. So yeah, he's just trying to make the mod better. So anyway, right. How are we doing with this guy? So that's in and closed. And I think it's fine that that is closed for now. So that is now sorted and much better. Actually, we're out of the... so we did deal with that seep, which is great. So how would we get to the mine that's down here? So we've also got these guys that we need to deal with. These bad water drains. I'm not sure if they're active at the moment. But there are like 4 of them. Okay. So ways that we can get to the mine, I guess, and there's this guy which is going to explode in 15 days. I kind of feel like we might have to make our own way in to the mine. There's some stairs there. So that feeds from there. So we could tunnel in from there. Or, hear me out, folks. Because I would like to make use of this area. You know, we've got an aquifer and stuff. I think, and we've got a tubeway just here. And this is all relatively open. I think we bring a tubeway into here. And then we tunnel in. So how would we do that? Good question. Well asked. As always, none of this is pre-planned, folks. So I'm going to go backwards because, you know, why not? That gives us a wide enough area. Now, I don't know if this is going to work at all. Those of you watching may know, and you have the benefit of hindsight, which is, as they say, 2020. So, you know, don't judge me, folks, if I fail. I am doing stuff on the fly. And if you want me to keep doing stuff like this and not plan stuff, then don't judge. We're here having fun. So we're going to see if that works. If not, we'll try another method. Some of you will have played more Timberborn than me. Some of you will have played less Timberborn than me. It's all absolutely fine, you know. I mean, I guess what we want to do with this thing happening up here is have a more robust, well, not robust, an exit for this that doesn't then flood this. So let's tackle that, shall we? And the way we're going to tackle that in 15 days is I'm going to make it over here. So we're going to go 3 wide. And then we're going to cut a path across there. I'm doing it there so it doesn't mix with the bad water. I did think about using like some valves and stuff, but no, we'll do it that way. So that's that. That's going to ultimately eventually let us get into the mine. So that's that sorted. Right, that's that all placed. So let's get that picked up and that picked up, and then we'll get rid of that. Let's start to think about... I'm going to wait and see if we get a bad side before we tackle that. So let's focus on emptying these out. That's empty. Good stuff. You're dealing with that. Get you done. Let's empty you. Let's empty you. You are empty. We have a bad side approaching, which is why I don't want to tackle this, because at the moment this holds the bad water back. So that's good. I guess what we could do is, if we're going to irrigate this, we could move all of the storage up here. So let's make you be dirt. I'll let them empty that out. Let's build a few more. Need some storage for planks. Let's copy you there. We need to connect you up with path, edge, and then you're going to be emptied. You're going to be emptied. You're going to be emptied. Because we've got all of this area, I want to be able to make use of the darn stuff. So, you know. Right. let's delete all of you. So the goal is to have this area set up for the end of that bad tide. I think that's a reasonable goal. So that's hooked up now. I was going to say we should try and get to the satellite, but we've got 37,000 science, so you know. Right, back down here. So let's pause for a moment to think. Let's go automate Contami 1. That pauses that. Automate Contami 3. Copy you, apply you to you, and then automate Contami 5, and then just use V to copy that onto there, and that will save us a bunch of power. And then we will actually prioritize by haulers. I'm just going to do these couple manually, and then this one will hit with prioritize by haulers, and then do a V bosh. And I mean, these guys probably would benefit from some storage for bad water just here. That's to obtain. And then we could do a big extract tank here. And that would provide for the decontamination pods and for our future extract needs, which seems sensible to me. So that's all good. Let's go across there, do those. Let's empty you. You are holding treated planks, so let's make you treated planks. We'll make you metal. We'll set you to be emptied. I think you're full of metal, so set you to be emptied. Get rid of you, get rid of you. Get rid of you. Let's get rid of you as well. We can always make this multi-layer if we need to. Get rid of you. Awesome. You can't believe it is not H for boom yet, even with all of the suggestions that he's had that he can remap it. I know, folks. I know. I just like having it an even stupidly longer one. So water, aquifer drills. And we're going to put in all of the aquifer drills. 1, 2, 3, because I suspect these are incredibly weak water sources. Because that's how the evil map maker rolls. So we'll assume that they are very weak water sources and do something like that. Let's run some path from here all the way down here and all the way down here. That'll let that get built. This power grid does have the spare capacity, hopefully, to run these, and we are going to need then an Mahusive dam. And because I think it will look better, I'm going to build it out of logs, and that means it's going to use a lot of logs. I know this. Fine, folks. Don't worry. I just think it will look better being made out of logs. You know? So, cut trees. Cut trees. Cut trees. How many spare beavers have we got? 16. So let's put a few more there. We can give those guys an ladder too. Run that down there. We can hook that in to the path system. That can be and supply also. We can run a path across here, across here. We can grab those coffee beans because, you know, why not? Those can be emptied. Are we actually making coffee? We're just growing coffee beans at the moment, I think. So the reason that I want to clear this area is I want to put a new industrial site up here because we've got a bad water source. I know. I have plans, folks. I have plans. Okay, so they can't actually get to that at the moment. So let's help them out with some par type things. What we could do is come across here, come across here. We come at it from here, couldn't we? You know, we don't have to come from here. You can come in different ways, folks. There we go. So that should allow that to happen. I know I should be blasting more of this out. But, you know, oh, the bad tide has started. Did the screen just go a little bit red then? I think it did. And that's why I didn't want to do this, because now the bad water's getting thrown off the back. And it just gives us a bit of a break for dealing with stuff. As I said, we need to build a gigantic log dam, essentially. Dam that's big. Reminds me, I did a very ranty farm sim video. Yes, I tend not to rant in these videos. These are much more family friendly videos. Oh, damn! We've got a thorn there to deal with. It's a thorn in my side. But the particular thing, one of the, actually there were many things that I ranted about, but one of the things I find it quite strange that in YouTube videos there's a bit of a funny about using the word damn, because in America it is seen as more of a, yes, use the term cuss word rather than swear word, than it is in the UK. And so yeah, but obviously in the Beaver game we say damn rather a lot, because it's a device for restricting the flow of water. So it's kind of different. And I'm not sure if they'll be able to reach down and get that thorn. I'm not sure if they can reach down that far. But what we're going to do is prioritize the construction of those. We are going to put a couple of, get rid of that, logs, prioritize that. We'll prioritize building you. Will be that, and that'll be that as well. What did I put there? Let's get rid of you. So that's built. It doesn't currently have power. That is not a problem. We can resolve that in a bit. It doesn't need power until we've built this structure. Don't worry, folks. Right, the other thing that we want to start doing, because we can, is pulling down the metal that's here. So as I've said many a time, I prefer to, and actually we seem to be somewhat low on scrap metal, so let's address that. I prefer to tackle metal supply with scrap metal. And that suggests to me that maybe our metal down here is not doing great. Yeah, these have all paused. So let's get this up and running again. So we'll get rid of you. You're paused. You can go do something more useful with your life. You need a couple of ladders or a single ladder there. Would let you get all of those. Over here, let's get rid of that. So let's run some path type structures. Let's put in a ladder there. Move you up to here. Actually, we'll move all three of you. Put you there. Get rid of you. So you can clear all of that out. We also need to... Let's put you there. And that'll let you get a bunch of that. So as a reminder, the reason that I'm clearing this out is I want to get in here and make use of this. And actually, while we're down in here... So yeah, these do become active. So we do be needing to deal with these. Yep, and it looks like we've got other stuff that I was not considering down here. So, yep, that's fine. We can tackle all of that. So let's come over here. Get that in. Get the game running again. And off we go. And yes, we've got access to this. So let's build to there with explosives so we don't open that up again. Make that a bit bigger. But yeah, I'm going to build an overspill here so that we aren't overspilling to the area where this unstable core is going to detonate. We have a bunch of flooded buildings currently. I think this is over here. We will get to this. This is very easy to deal with. Awesome. So our scrap metal is quite low, but our metal is not, so that's fine. Right, these guys are not cutting down trees because ready for collect less than one, or do I need that'll be why. There's your problem. Bosh. But I want, much like the area over in the other district, I want to clear all of this out first. So we need to move these guys probably down into here. And that should give them a bit more access. So we'll get rid of those. There we go. And that should sort that out. Job's a good one. Let's delete that to discourage any beavers from going down into there. We'll extend that across there, but let's make that a low priority job. Nice. Let's make building those higher priority. Awesome. Good stuff. That can go. Right, next job. So I was going to remove these and deepen this. We are going to deepen it, but we are not going to remove them. So again, thank you to my ever-present Timberborn consultant, Namur, who understands the game significantly better than I do. And he pointed out that actually faster, deeper water under the water wheels will have a good effect rather than deepening it and moving them down. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to achieve that through the power of tunneling. Because that means we don't need to remove them. Yes, it'll be more resource intensive, but because we can't, so you can't place explosives under the water wheels, but you can tunnel under them. So I'm going to do this with the game paused so I don't get it wrong, because that is entirely possible. Because, you know, you can tunnel areas much more wildly than you want to. So we'll make sure that we are sticking with a appropriate area to tunnel. Yep. And this should allow us, I should have used the tunnel with paths for part of it. But this should allow us to, oh, we've got a problem here because we've got our tubeway system. And, okay, that's a problem. There's your problem. So we are going to need to adjust this before we do this. And we can't go down any further because that's the bottom of the map. So we are going to have to come up and over. So we're going to have to move this guy. So let's demolish that. So we'll come back to that. I think at the moment we're safe in that they can't get to where that is. Yeah, they'll be able to reach some of these, and actually let's super low prioritize it. So hopefully they don't do any of that. But yeah, we're going to have to turn this into a bridge. So what I want to do is move this large water tank. And then we'll go from there. Right. We have a bunch of unpowered bots. I think it's just bots that are going on long journeys, which is fine. Right, over here, you're empty. You two are not empty. We should be exporting these. Is it just that this district they are? No. Okay. Let's just double check. Let's force the import. And maybe temporarily we build some storages for them up here. So they are kohlrabis and blueberries. There we go. How are we looking over here? We're getting there. We're getting there, folks. How's this doing for supply is greater than demand? That's good. Awesome. We do need some water in this district. So we have, let's set one of these to be water. And I guess manage distribution. We will import some water, because we don't have any way of pumping it. I guess we could also give these guys access along the bottom, because that way they can build the bottom two levels. Right. How can I improve things? So I guess we now have a lot of eggplants and canola, but we're not doing anything with that yet. And I don't really want to expand this industrial area anymore. And we're going to have water production up here soon. Yeah, it's going to take a while, but at some point we will have water production up here. So what I think we want to be doing is let's clear these out. And I think we want to be thinking about generating power up here. Not a huge amount, but some amount of power up here and putting in some industry. We're in a really good spot to put some gravity batteries because we're nice and high. So let's start bringing up some basic materials for construction, shall we? And I'm not being any, not. We're probably going to want metal. We're probably going to want planks. We're probably going to want gears. Probably going to want the new metal parts, maybe. And so what I'm thinking is we start off by filling this in so that we get a more neat area. Having a neat area is always good for you folks. Don't get a messy area. Tidy your area up. We're going to set you to be emptied. And we're essentially going to try and come up, across, and down with this. Let's get rid of that random bit of path. Bosh and bosh. And just because it'll look nicer. From that. And we'll end up moving that number cruncher, I think. And I guess we could. Automation. Science. Let's chuck a little science counter there. Yes. I got the one number cruncher these days. I think we might. Interesting. Interesting. They've ignored me and built some of these and caused a bit of an issuette with our power. So we're going to address that by bunging some levees across there to regain the depth for now until we can force more water through this. So that it just backs the water up. Yeah, because until we've got all of them built, we can't actually increase the flow through there. So, yeah. Cheeky beavers. You cheeky beavers. So they're getting that emptied. Awesome. Right, up here. How are we doing? Well, you're not doing what I wanted you to do, which was this. So let's do that, please, and thank you. We're also going to want to clear out the thorns from in here. Bosh, 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 bosh. We want to get to those because that's some nice little supply of metal blocks. Let's come over here. These guys they're getting there. They're getting there, and obviously once... maybe not obviously. Maybe you're new to Timberborn. One of the benefits of doing this approach is that then they can build the rest of this stuff from above, and rather than being able to build one block at a time. So for example, if we hadn't done this, the beavers would have to build, say, this column before they could build this column and then this column, whereas with this approach, they can build everything all the way along. As you can kind of see them doing here, whilst they sequentially work on building up here. So there's probably benefit in me laying in the rest of these so that if they get stuff done, says that. Probably not here, because we might need to get in here to get that out. But the rest of this stuff, we probably want to just lay in so that our beavers can just get this stuff thrown in. The last layer we'll have to do sequentially, unless we build the bridges. If you build the bridges one level higher than you need it, you don't have to do that. You can get away with doing it all this way, but it allows for much quicker construction. But probably we will want to have some sort of floodgates at the top or whatever to let the water out. So, and we will need something this end to also capture the water. But look at this lovely irrigation all the way out here. So I guess we want to move the builders' huts. So let's move those to this area as well. Just had to go check on the pup. So let's also move this guy. He's fine, by the way, in case you're wondering. Let's move that guy. We will also look to probably move the district centre. Cool, our bridge is clear. Right, we're back again. So, yes. We just need to clear a few more bits off and we will be good. But we now, in theory, have access to the fortress. As I said, I have a plan for that, which is a longer term plan, which will take me a while to get to. Some of you are sitting there, it takes him a while to get to everything. I know. It's a big map, folks. And this is going to be a long series, I think. We're here for a long time, not a good time, and a good time, and a good time. Anyway, now, it would have made sense, actually, to build my storage near my industrial centre. I know, and we might end up moving the storage, but it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. Let's not overcomplicate things, hey? We can move things in this game. It is fine. You know? Speaking of which, I'm going to delete those because probably having them there makes more sense and we can move them again as we need to. So what I would like to do is continue clearing out all of the stuff here. Probably need to get rid of that as well. How is that? Because I haven't given them a path they can actually use. That would probably help. There we go. Oh, we've got some issues. Died from contamination. Why have you died from contamination? You died from contamination as well. Someone did something I didn't want them to. This is full of right. Who's done something they shouldn't have? This has got bad water in it. How has this got bad water in it? Whilst we weren't watching. This looks like it's got bad water in it as well. Where has this got bad water in it from? Here? This wasn't filling with bad water before. It's because I've changed up here, isn't it? Yeah. One of you did warn me about this. But it's this, isn't it? This is the problem. There's your problem, folks. There's your problem. So, that is the problem. So, let's I'm going to delete that for now. Yeah. So it's gone down there. And then ultimately somehow spewed into here? That bit I don't get. But it's clearly done a lot of damage. Maybe it overflowed. Let's do that. Let's levy there and there. Let's move that to there. Oh, that's still open. Actually, maybe. That should be dry there. Maybe we come up there. And across. There. Thank God for Unstuckify. There. Right, that's there. Maybe actually, no, let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that because we want to seal the tunnel. So let's do a levy there. Because that then seals it. Nothing like a little bit of a opportunity, folks. Challenge and opportunity. That. Yeah, let's do that. Put you up to there. So priority, 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 priority. Gosh, we've probably got a load of stuck beavers. I know they can still get out. And right. How do we fix this? Right, water, deep bad water pump. We put you there. Put you there. You've been deleted anyway, so cube network is there. So if I dynamite it down to there, I should be able to get in and get a bad water pump into there. Because the problem with the contamination is that the tube system is full of bad water. So let's prioritize you. So we need to pump it all out, essentially. Let's prioritize you. Oh, we love a good little disaster, don't we? But you can't believe he screwed up like that. You can, can't you, folks? You can, really. Bosh. Bosh, you're going to be a high priority build, a high priority job, prioritized by haulers. Prioritized by haulers. High priority workplace. And that should let us pump out the water in, the bad water in there. Yep, it's fine. Honest. Half of one of our farms is dead. As the saying goes, everything's on fire, but I'm fine. We could get access to it there as well to pump some more out, but yeah, let's ignore that and come up here and right. They can get to those, but they are bullish. Demolish you. I think we need a path to get to you. If we don't look at it, it's not a problem, right? That's how it works. Yeah, I thought so. Move one of you down there and get rid of a couple of you. I've got scrap metal again, which is nice. We keep working on clearing that out. We will landscape that in and that in. Stuff. I was going to say don't crash, but if it crashed, I could go back and you couldn't see all my screw-ups. It's not how it works. Honest. Honest, it's not. I'm going to dynamite out another bit there so I can see what's going on. And it might have made more sense to put one there, but you know. You should be told to replant dead trees, and we need to remark those guys. You can't be marked cutting, so yeah. Well, let's go watch this do its thing. Where is it? It's not really done too much damage because we were able to curtail it doing too much damage. Let's go down here actually. Into here. Bosh. Bosh. So it says that is too far from a district. Okay. So you're connected. You are a tubeway, not a vertical tubeway. You are a tubeway, not a vertical tubeway. You are a tubeway, not a vertical tubeway. So there's your problem, folks. I was an dummy. So tunneling, vertical tubeway. You vertical tubeway. Gosh, no. can actually just use the normal vertical tube ways. Hopefully that will be better. Right, we can come back to that. We can come over here now and landscaping. How you do landscaping, isn't it, with explosives? We've got a couple more bits of thorns to remove, or one. This is a common question, actually, so just to demonstrate. You cannot tunnel under the thorns. You can tunnel deeper under the thorns, but you can't tunnel a single layer under the thorns. We'll get those in. Oh, awesome. Let's go with a U for you can't believe it's not H for boom. And we want to go down. One more because I went too deep in the other spot. Actually, let's leave that. Let's leave that because there's probably more benefit in doing some triple explosives in other spots. And no, there is not a neat, organized plan for how I'm doing this. I'm just picking places and blowing them up. It is that simple. And I meant to press B for copy, not U for boom. Who's got nothing to do? You've got nothing to do. You, sir, can go take a little vacation. Okay. So, is the kohlrabi storage full? It is. Why are you not exporting kohlrabis? Because these guys could do with some kohlrabis. Manage distribution. Export kohlrabis. Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it. Unless I've got this the wrong way round, I don't understand. At all. That can go. That doesn't need to be there anymore. This district is out of logs, so let's ensure import, please. Because that would be kind of useful. So we've built all of those now, so they can go. I'm just going to delete that and let those wither away, I think. So you can go. You can go. You need to stay. We need to bring power down to there so that can stay. The monument to my stupidness is staying. Awesome stuff. How are there 15 spare beavers over here? Suddenly. Get some more haulers going. Oh, probably because I don't have all the lumberjacks anymore. Yeah, that makes sense. And the farmers are all paused. So let's... Do we even need those paths? No, because there's a... Right. So you can go. Let's leave you because you run to that. I'm dithering. Right, let's get this in. No, B, not you. You for you idiot, you pressed the wrong key. See what I did there? So let's get that in, and then we are going to do just some nice simple dams. No, we're not. We're going to do some floodgates, because that way we can control the depth. And that way we can set the depth to be like 0.9. If we're going to do that, we need to replace these with levees. So let's do that. Make sure we get those built. Awesome. Good stuff. You can't believe he remembered which key to finally press. Get rid of those. Good stuff. So we're gonna have a lot of tidying up to do of things in here eventually. At the moment, I'm just kind of doing easy to get to stuff to blow up. So that seems to have sorted all our contamination issues out. What we have over here is a tick you. You can come in and replant our pine forest. You need to... Oh no, they're just drying out, so you're okay, I think. So how is this looking? Let's blow that up. So that's been pumped out. Good. So what we're going to do is blast that out. And we need to get to this side as well. Out here. And they claim to be able to get to that, so we'll just wait and see, I guess. So you didn't believe they would get to it. And demolish that, and we'll demolish that, and we are now going to cut our that. Delete you, delete you. We need to put in a piece of dirt there to block that off. I was worrying all this. I was worrying about blocking all this stuff off, and I did that. You know. All right, delete you. Delete you. Get that in there. You weigh. You up there. You up there. And we're going to need some platformage. Is that the lowest we can go? Can we get a double across there? No. And yes, this might look ugly, but we can't go under it anymore. So that is as low as we can go underneath it, so we've got to go over it. We are at the bottom of the map, folks, so, you know, here's what it is. So those are getting replanted. That's been fixed. Those are all getting cut down. So let's come back up here. And we're going to blast that weird bit out. I think we'll do something like that. I don't know. I've not really thought it through yet, folks. Obviously, with what's just happened. But anyway, we've got a couple of days left to go. So, could move that. And realistically, we want to move it all the way down here. But, you know, so they can't get to that from the bridge that we've built. So, we'll come at it from below. come at it from there. Do a path there, a path there. Too far down, I'm guessing, for them to be able to get to that. So let's prioritize that, prioritize those. And it's going to take them a while to build all of this stuff anyway, so I don't think that's a huge problem. I think that's a huge problem at all. Right, that's in. Those are built. So we will now be able to have this be deeper. Which is good. This is connected up. It's annoying that there isn't, I know there's mods for it, but that there isn't a vertical impermeable wall, I guess. So that we could block this off. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So I think we should start planting trees here. So part of Fortress Farms is that it is going to grow trees. So let's start growing trees. We want to allow for plenty of lumberjacks. I'm going to have 2 foresters. And then we will have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lumberjacks. And then we can plant a pretty big area, but not quite the area that I have marked. Do a little bit more. Let's mark a nice big area of oak trees. Let's prioritize the build of those. Let's grab relevant controls. So, bosh. You are bots. Let's grab you. We are going to copy you. And you are set to be bots. Awesome. So, nice. Yep, brilliant. So you should now be planting many oak trees. Obviously they won't, well, hopefully they won't be ready before we get this stuff done, but you know, starting to demolish that, which is cool. We do have the challenge that this side is higher than this side, so we need to bear that in mind. Right, how are we doing over here, beavers? So you've still got trees to cut. Let's mark a few more thorns to be deleted. You guys still have a few trees to cut. Excellent. Get those done. And we can come over here. And let's get rid of you, and we're going to fill in that. Obviously, this is a bit of a slow process. Right, that's hooked up. So now we can come back under here. We don't need to worry about this anymore. Checking that, and that's not the same. So did they? There seems to be flow. Anyway, tunneling. Did I delete? No, I didn't delete something. And then tunneling, 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 tunneling to there. And then I guess we want to come down into here. Of course, there's a tree in the way. But lone pine. Interesting. That's getting deeper than I expected it to. Yes, because we're doing stuff under here. But quite quickly getting all of this done. I'd be interested to see if they can get to all of this. This is going to mess up our power grid a little bit. And is causing some splashing, which might have been a problem before. Who knows? You need to be a priority. Need to be a priority. To get to you. And we want to lay explosives through here. You can go away. You can go there. You can go there. Good stuff. And obviously at the moment, maybe not obviously, because we've got these levees here, I think it's going to keep the water level, the bad water level, at the right point. I'm not certain. Alright, that's almost filled in. And I'm doing that because I'm then going to block across here. I figured we might as well try and be neat with how we do things. Let's hook you up. Bosh. I think we might have to end things very soon. And the other thing we should be doing, actually no, let's build this first before we worry about getting water into it. Right, so that bit of thorns has gone away, so you can go. You can go. Go, and I think it's actually what we'll do. Pause. We are not going to build. No, I didn't mean to do that. Copy you. That last layer, we're not going to build yet. Because obviously that's the height of the other side. So we will then decide what we're going to do with that. But I think that's going to be it for today, folks. Because I want to avoid another crazy long video. So, actually, let's just run that bit of path. Get these last few bits done. I guess we can recover all these planks at some point. Few we need to run underneath to get. Let's get rid of you. Actually, no, we won't. We'll come at it from there. But what I wanted to do is detonate that. Yep, and that's going to be it for today, folks. So next time we will try and get that all recalibrated and finished up. We'll do a bit more work on this. But what we will do is beat that. Block across there. And then we'll straighten that out. And then we'll think about how we want to set this up to generate some power. Guys need to move down here. To cut all of those trees down. They are marked to be cut. Awesome. Stuff. I guess we could start building the aquifers. We've got some geothermal power points up here as well we can make use of. Cool. But yeah, we are progressing, I guess. We're starting to get a nice big forest up here. Actually have another spare bot, so I'm going to throw another lumberjack in here. Because this is going to take forever to get planted. So this got built quicker than I expected. I'll have a look at how we deal with that next time. This is filled up nice and quickly again. Did we end up getting down into the underground area? We did. So that can be deleted. If we put a bit of path there, they'll then be able to pick all of that up, and we can think about getting into the mine. Which will be a job for next time, I think. And we've got this aquifer here and this whole underground area to play with, which is not an area I have used before. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on what we should do with that. But I will see you all next time.